Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, and I'm back with a quick contest entry for Joseph, aka the Jebdude. He's holding a 25 subscribers contest, and I'll put a link here in the description so you can go ahead and check out the Jebdude's channel. Really cool VC channel. He likes to show a lot of punk and hardcore records, as well as a little bit of metal as well. So keep up the good work, Joseph, and to everybody, I recommend that you go ahead and check out his channel. And for his 25 subscribers contest, Joseph wanted us to show 10 records with really good album artwork. And I went through my collection and I picked up a handful of records in vinyl and CD as well that I thought that have really cool artwork. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's start off with the Foo Fighters. This is a 10-inch EP that came out a few years ago. I think it was last year actually, on Record Store Day. And this one's called Songs from the Laundry Room. And yeah, really cool album artwork. Let me take it out of the sleeve so you can see. I think I showed this one, I think it was last year, during Record Store Day. This is the artwork. It comes kind of like to make it look like it was recorded on tapes, and has like the almost like a handwritten looking artwork here in the front, or this piece looks like it. And then the back also has some, it makes it look like it's a handwritten tape or something like that. It's just really cool looking. Again, the Foo Fighters with songs from the Laundry Room. This is a collection of demo versions of early songs from the Foo Fighters. There's the back, kind of like a tape or a mixtape. So I really like this one. It was my first pick. Next, I also picked from my collection. Actually, I was gonna mention that I show a lot of indie rock and alternative rock records, and punk records as well. And I think a lot of people don't know that I also like a lot of classic rock and southern rock in general. I don't have a big collection of southern rock albums, but I do have a handful of them. I picked this one out of that part of my collection. This one's Molly Hatchet with their self-titled album. And I really like their artwork. All the Molly Hatchet records have really cool artwork. And look at that, how cool is that? It makes it look almost like a metal record. Yeah, but yeah, that was my second pick. I also had to pick a Green Day album. I know that the Jebdude also picked a Green Day record. I didn't want to pick the same one, but this one actually has been one of my favorite cover or album covers of all time. This is Green Day with INSOMNIAC, and this one actually was designed, or the cover was created by the same guy that did all of those famous Dead Kennedys records or album covers for the Dead Kennedys. So really cool, surreal looking cover with the monkey and the lady with the guitar and the cowboy sleeping, and the dentist over there in the left. Yeah, very surreal looking and bizarre album cover by Green Day. Definitely one of my favorites. Next, I also picked, this is a psychobilly band called the HORRORPOPS. They were fairly popular back in the early 2000s. I don't know if they broke up, but you don't see them around anymore that much, at least. This is their first album. It's called Hell Yeah. I think this one came out on Hellcat Records, either on Hellcat or Epitaph. But I really like the cover on the vinyl version of the album, with Patricia Day, the singer of the band, on top of her stand-up bass. And what I like about this cover as well is that they actually changed it. I also have the CD version of the cover of the album, and this is the same record. They just changed the cover for the vinyl version right here. I like both of them. This is the CD, and but I just like it how they changed it a little bit, just to make it a little bit more different for the vinyl fans. I also picked a few CDs. Let's start off with Sonic Youth. This is one of my favorite albums by Sonic Youth. This one's called Dirty. And let me take it out of the case. I always like this kind of cover with the stuffed animal and the cover. And Sonic Youth is known for having a lot of artists put together concepts for their artwork and the records. And I believe this is the guy that the artist that did the cover for this record. And if I understand the story correctly, this guy actually was committed suicide a few years after the album was released. So very interesting story, and just a really cool artwork from Sonic Youth. They always have really cool artwork for their older records. Next, this is a punk rock band from California, I believe. This one's Tilt, and the record's called Viewers Like You. This one came out on Fat Records. I think this one came out in the late 90s. I was really into this band when they came out with this album. Really good and underrated album. I don't know if you can see the artwork very well there with the glare, but I just like the concept, the design of the artwork with the lady looking into the mirror. Really cool looking artwork. Fat Records always has some really nice concepts for their artwork. Next, I'm a big fan of photography. I actually do a lot of photography on the side, and I really like the photography in the cover of this record. This one's PJ Harvey with Rid of Me. How cool is that shot? It's a perfect timing type of shot. I always like the cover in this record. The artwork in this CD came completely covered with really good photography. So if you, that's the back cover, by the way. If you want to check it out, then the music is just amazing. It's probably the best by PJ Harvey. Really cool picture right there in the cover. Next, I always like this one. I actually just found this one in a thrift store, and I was glad to find this one because it's the one with the original lenticular cover. This is Tool with AENIMA or AENIMA. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but it has the lenticular cover. And what's cool is that you can have different types of covers for this one. So this one came in kind of like with a card that you can choose between this one or this one right here. I think this one is the most famous cover for this album, and I'll show you how it looks. It makes like a really cool effect. I know a lot of people have this album. I don't own it on vinyl, but I don't know if the vinyl version does the same thing. How cool is that? Really cool visual effect right there, and very creative as well. So yeah, that's the Tool record I picked with cool artwork. I also picked a punk rock band. This one is NOFX with Pump Up the Volume. And like I said before, the Fat Records records always have really cool artwork. I believe this is the best one by NOFX, or the best as far as artwork. I would call the best looking one by NOFX with the creepy doll taking some pills right there. Really cool looking NOFX with Pump Up the Volume, and a really underrated album by NOFX as well, so check it out. And finally, my 10th pick is actually Radiohead with I had to pick one of them, and I picked this one. I picked Hail to the Thief. I always liked the artwork for this record, with the kind of like cityscape looking artwork with the subliminal messages. I don't know how you call that, with all like the modern world messages. I don't know why, but I always liked the artwork in this record, and they have it all over the CD booklet. I believe there was a book released by the artist that came up with this idea a few years ago. I still need to get that one. And I also have a couple of 12-inch singles from that same record that also came with that same type of album art. This one's called, this is the single for Go to Sleep, also from Hail to the Thief. And I also have this one right here. This one's called There There, also with the same type of artwork. Very colorful and very interesting idea. I always like this kind of artwork. But yeah, that's my 10th pick. Joseph, I hope it counts for your contest. Again, congratulations on the 25 subscribers. I look forward to watching all your videos, and that's my entry. But anyways, VC, stay tuned. There's a lot of VC people that are holding contests, so I'm planning to making some responses in the near future. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, thanks for watching and take care. Bye bye.